So, question of the day is, and if we need to explain what these are, we can. The question is your character the most swayed by ethos, pathos, or logos? And if you don't know what those are, I can explain.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, explain because I just woke up from a nap.
Fair
Here,
and
I
valid.
have it up. I have it up.
Okay, go ahead. Fire away.
I teach a lesson about this in English. It's
Okay, so first thing that pops up says ethos refers to persuasion based on credibility or authority of the speaker. Pathos refers to persuasion based on emotion. And logos refers to persuasion based on logic or reason.
There you go.
It's a good question.
So, like, would you trust more? One example we used was, would you trust more somebody who was a really charismatic actor who'd been in a bunch of movies about space, somebody who had worked at NASA, or somebody who had been to space but was not the tightest scientist?
Interesting. That's a good question.
There's other ways to peel it down. Appeal by, basically logic, emotion, or like
authority,
credibility, and authority, or reputation.
Definitely emotion.
I'm gonna guess there's not gonna be a lot of authority.
Ethos could also be, besides just like authority.
I mean, it could be like credibility.
It could just be overall cred.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. At least not the authority side of ethos.
Fuck the cops. They're always making us do their job.
Yeah, for us, ethos would be like somebody who was like face tattoo for life circus people.
Yeah.
Oh, I would trust that person in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
I kind of find this question hard because it's kind of, I feel like maybe a mix of all of them, depending on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
But I think probably if I had to pick one, it'd be logos.
Okay.
Grotus thinks logic works for small things, but not the big truths. Logic can't map out onto that. So in that case, you got to operate on vibe, on energy, and on which place smells the most like death, and you got to dance towards that.
All right.
See, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, not those exact words, but like. Yeah.
All right. Pathos it is. Maz, what do you got?
Maz is a pretty simple goblin, and she honestly, if you're charismatic enough and act like you know what you're fucking doing, she's probably gonna trust you and be swayed by that. So she probably goes more with emotion. I mean, why do you think that she follows his lead? It's not because she trusts that he knows what the fuck he's doing, but God, he believes he knows what he's doing.
He is confident in his belief of himself.
That's great. Good stuff. All right. So, it's been a moment. Let me get some pictures up here. This is where we were, surrounded by splatters. And I'm going to share this image in because it's a good one. So this is an image of the 3 towers in this area that we're checking out. We're currently at the Wellspring Tower, which is the top right one at the moment. So for reference of what this place looks like. Got some steep stairs. So yeah, currently you guys are at the base in the front of it, like right in front of those little 2 lower bits, and like in between those 2 little lower bits at the bottom of the stairs is where that like dry riverbed is that you guys kind of checked a little bit. That used to be like flowing out of the tower, but isn't now because of whatever fuckery's going on. That we'll probably find out today. But that's where it currently stand.
Ah, fuckery.
So the top right one?
Yep, the top right one in that particular image. The other ones we will get to later.
Okay. And on approach to this place, does it seem... I'm seeming to recall that it was seemed occupied and had been like kind of ramshackly fortified or trapped.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, last time we came here, so in terms of what we got up to last time, if you don't recall, we had our opening show, which, you know, that went pretty well, and, you know, Opper, was, you know, happy with how things went and was looking forward to your further travels and shows around the region. You know, we had a huge turnout. We had all those Shunies show up, literally the whole fucking town. And after the show, you guys went around. You guys actually went out to the little Shunies town, try to get some information, see what you could find out, figure out how, you know, how to get to the Wellspring Tower. And one of the ones that you guys had saved, offered to kind of help guide you in that direction. But yeah, you guys did get over there, and there was some Zolgaths that seemed to be kind of set up around the exterior here. There was this little camp down here at the base of these stairs, or I guess that bit right there is more of a kind of a steep ladder than it is stairs. But yeah, you had a number of Zolgaths that were here, so it seems like these dino dudes that you guys have been running into before have their fingers in whatever Aeon Tower pie is going on around here in the Swartlands as well. It's still not entirely clear what their reasoning is or what they're after, why they seem to kind of have it out for these so much, but they're here, and who knows what awaits further up.
Indeed.
But that's life.
Yep. All right, so as we start out here, you guys have just fought off some of these Zolgaths that were camped down here. They had these little tents, little fire pit and whatnot. And above you here, this is a pretty decently tall structure, but as you can see from that image of the three towers here, there's a ladder going up the side, and then there's these stairs that zigzag back and forth to an entrance into the actual structure itself, probably about halfway up. You're not seeing any other Zolgaths around here. You do see on, just kind of barely, just from the angle that you're looking at, on the southern little platform there, it looks like there's some other tents or things that are set up there on that platform as well, but you're not seeing any Zolgath activity up there. But perhaps it was just some more lodgings. You don't see a way up there from where you guys are at, but you do have this one that's right next to you here that was utilized a bit during the battle, particularly with Grotus doing some great flying kicks on dudes off of it.
Hell yeah.
Sweet kicks.
Hell yeah. Which way are we heading?
I mean, the one that seems like the fastest way up.
Okay. Well, that would be the ladder directly to the west of you all.
Let's do it.
All right. So you guys head up this ladder and make your way onto the top of this northern platform at the base of the tower here. This platform is pretty much bare. There is a stack of a few stone javelins that seem kind of just piled in a kind of a haphazard pile at the base of these stairs that start zigzagging up, so they're just kind of stored there. It seems like they had some extra javelins for, fortification if need be back here. But otherwise, not much else. Just the stairs that kind of curve at or not curve, but kind of go off at an angle towards the south and up, back and forth a few times. From here, you also have a bit of a better view to the other platform to the south, which looks like it has, kind of like at the base of the tower, some kind of long-term camp. There's kind of crudely tanned hides. There's what looks like some kind of fire pit in the middle of it. You can't really see it up close from where you are, but you're not seeing anybody over there. There's no other Zolgaths like in the tents or hanging out over there, but seems like they had some more lodgings.
About how far across is that? Like the gap between this platform and that other unoccupied one?
That one is about 20 feet between.
Okay. While everyone else climbs up the ladder and gets their breath back, Grotus is going to sprint along the wall onto that other platform.
Okay. I forget, do you have something that just lets you jump that far?
I got wall run.
Oh, that's right, you got your wall run. That's right. Sick wall runs. All right, so you wall run above this dry bed stream and land over here on the other side. Go ahead and do a perception check if you're just kind of poking around the camp here. Very nice. Okay. So you kind of look around a bit, poke your head into some of the tents, see what's going on. The firing itself, you see kind of the remnants of scorched bones. Looks like they were cooking, meats and things here. There's kind of a rough-hewn log on the western end of the platform that seems like it was being used as a kind of a crude table of sorts. There's a couple small vials of, looks like various powders and other things. In terms of the stuff on the table, let's see here. You find what looks like instructions for making bleeding spines. These are a kind of like trap or snare type thing. So it has crafting instructions for that would allow you to craft those. You also find another instructions for a bomb snare, which similarly is another trap but with explosive capabilities. And then you also find some kind of alchemical substance in a decently sized vial, or it's more of a small container. But you're not entirely sure what it is. But it's some sort of, it looks like to be some sort of, elixir or potion or something or other.
All right.
I'll put those in the party sheet.
Our super flammable goblin friend is going to love this shit. So yeah, gather up all that stuff and we'll run back with it and hand it off to Ross.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take a look at it, see if I can identify it.
Sure. Go ahead and do, what's the... Probably be... I'm trying to think what would be... No, not Arcana. Because this is, this is kind of your thing. Maybe crafting, because it's like alchemical? That or medicine, I guess. Either one. That's fine. That works. Alright, so this thing is... You identify it as an enzymatic compound that's commonly referred to as like a cheetah elixir. It strengthens your muscles and your legs and gives you a status bonus to your speed. So you found Zolgath speed. Nice.
Cheetah juice made with bits of real cheetah.
Yeah. Found speed juice. Woo! Let's go. Yeah. Otherwise,
Up on cheetah juice.
Woo! All right. Otherwise, it's just the
Really
stairs
want
heading
to
up.
see what Grotus does on cheetah juice.
Man, I fucking piss cheetah juice every day.
Run along the walls, farther, faster.
Cool. So we got some cool new stuff, and if we need to set bombs or snares behind us, we got tricks, tips, and pro tips on how to do that.
Indeed.
So I guess we start checking out these stairs, which I totally expect to be greased or trapped or something. That's what I would do.
So these stairs on the exterior, there doesn't seem to be anything, off or going on with these. They just kind of wind back and forth. It's a little bit of a climb going up, but you do eventually reach the top and find a platform in front of this kind of large square opening that leads into the tower itself. Let me change to the next map here and get us on it.
Is anybody else getting only maps in black and white?
In black and white?
Yeah, my map is black and white.
Tokens are in color, but the maps always appear black and white.
Oh.
Turn on global illumination. We're seeing it dark vision.
Okay.
Probably what's happening.
Let me see. Let me find out where they moved that, because they changed the way these menus look. 1 second here. View mode toggle, ping mode, drawing mode, eraser mode, target, death markers. Where the heck did they move that to?
I think you have to. Did you?
Oh
look
wait.
in the-
Oh right. That's right. It's under the unlock thing. Lighting. Okay. How about? Well, it's still black and white. What the heck?
Is it maybe just this map?
No, it's not actually black and white. Like it is fairly like dull. It's kind of brown, but it's not black and white.
Yeah, I'm looking at what it's supposed to look like on his screen, and it's very different from what my screen looks like.
I guess we're just not cool enough to see the color.
I guess not. Not sure. Let's see, token light. Height. Huh. Weird.
Color blindness does not correlate to coolness.
Yep. All right. I guess we're all colorblind today. All right. Let's see. So you make it up to this platform here. So this platform, you know, peering down off of this, you're a good ways up off the ground here. There's a decent kind of breeze blowing outside, and you can kind of feel kind of cool air coming out of this kind of wide 10-foot square opening into the structure itself. You see from the light, just outside looking up the hall, it kind of seems to extend for a ways into here. Kind of looks like there's some kind of junk on the floor here and there. You can't make it out entirely because it gets dimmer the farther that you see in from where you are. But otherwise, still nothing particularly of note. Oh, let me unlock the tokens.
Yeah.
There you go.
Venture further.
Okay, so you venture further into here, and you find just kind of remnants of stone and bones and whatnot around in here. There is a statue at the back that seems to hold kind of just a crudely rendered statue of, looks like a man of some kind. Seems to have been weathered by time and the elements. And there is a passage to the south that seems to lead down a ways and then go into further stairs heading upwards.
Interesting. Rose is going to toss a small stone down the stairs.
Okay. The stairs that way are going up.
Ah, never mind. Probably a statue of Eridan. He's going to give some kind of little Eridan salute, if there is such a one.
Yeah. So from what you've seen in other places and depictions, it seems like this probably was a statue of Eridan at some point. But yeah, time or vandalism or whatever else seems to have weathered this a bit. Are you checking around the statue at all, or just leaving it?
I guess look closer upon it because Eridan is the guy we're trying to resonate with, right?
That is, yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception for checking out over there. Damn. All right. So you kind of take a look at this statue here, and you kind of see, kind of poking out from behind it, kind of looks like it was stuffed back there. There is a small satchel that seems to have been stuffed back there by someone that you pull out and seems to contain a few things. A few different precious stones, looks like some aquamarines, and a diamond. And then there's also a steel flask that contains some sort of potion, but you are not entirely sure offhand what it is.
All right.
Someone's little secret stash.
Guys found a stash. No drugs. Well, maybe drugs. You have to identify the
Don't
potion.
know yet. That could very well be some good drugs.
All right. Baraz, if you're checking out that alchemical thing, give us another one of the, crafting or nature or medicine or whatever, one of those. Any of those are fine. Cool. All right, so this seems to be a potion of flying. So typically with these, upon drinking this potion, you are able to fly with a speed of 40 feet for about a minute or so.
That might be handy if we see another platform, but maybe one I can't wall run to.
Indeed. All right, but otherwise, still, nothing too crazy. You do notice, you can kind of hear in the distance, just kind of this low, like, hum that seems to just kind of slowly reverberate around these, like, stone walls in here. And can't really make out what it is, but it's, it's a pretty regular, like, just, almost like a machinery hum. But no telling really exactly what it could be. But you hear something.
I'm going to investigate that hum.
All right. So you start heading up these stairs. And so you head up these stairs and they exit into another wide corridor with like a 20-foot tall vaulted ceiling in here. There's kind of ancient carvings and like frescoes on the walls in here. And you notice that the there's lots of holes and just kind of wear on these frescoes and things in the walls. And the corridor extends a bit to the west and then seems to go back to the north around a corner.
Okay. Gonna move ahead, looking out carefully again for any Zolgath traps or whatnot. We know they left behind bomb recipes and trap recipes. They must have done something with that shit.
Which was a great thought that you had as you continued forward on that larger corridor down there. Roll an acrobatics, or not acrobatics, a reflex save for me, Grotus. 29. All right, so you're thinking about these traps that you guys found recipes for as you're walking forward, and you hear kind of like a click or a, something being triggered, and activate your senses and dodge quickly as a number of things kind of burst out of these little holes all over the frescoes and masonry in the walls. It seems that those were not there by natural processes, but a couple of darts fly out and whiz across the room, thudding into the wall in the back. You notice that once they strike the wall, you can kind of hear kind of a little bit of like a faint hissing on them. It seems that they were dipped in some kind of caustic chemical.
Well, shit.
Knew it.
Good times.
Good times indeed. Do you attempt
Doesn't
to
love-
try to figure out how to disarm this for the rest of y'all, or are you gonna try to
Oh, I guess, yeah.
dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way through this little room down here where Honker's at?
I assume that once the darts start flying, I try to get to the end, find the disengage.
Okay. Yeah, with your roll there, you do manage to kind of get through to the western end of this room without getting struck by any of these. Those of you at the back there, you're kind of still coming up the stairs and manage to avoid it without too much, but you can hear, Grotus making interesting noises as he moves around here to the western end of the room. You do find what looks to be kind of a crude mechanism of sorts at the back of the room. You're not entirely sure how it works. It's some sort of like alchemical mechanical contraption. You're not really familiar with it. Like, it's got these bits of metal, and there's some little things on it that seem to
I
contain
can
some kind
get
of
it.
fluid.
I got it. I can figure it out.
All right.
I'm pretty smart.
Okay.
So I have a clever improviser feat.
Ooh.
So you've learned how to handle your situations when you're out of your depth. You've gained the untrained improvisation general feat.
That
You can-
is the most feat ever.
In addition, you can attempt skill actions that normally require you to be trained, even if you are untrained.
All right. So for this, you would be rolling on crafting to try to like disassemble this mechanism you're unfamiliar with.
I believe in you.
All right, so I get to add my half of my level as proficiency bonus to untrained skill checks.
Okay. Interesting. I like
You
this.
said-
This fits.
Yeah.
This is a very fitting feat.
Which one is this again? Sorry, what did you say to roll?
Crafting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not trained in that at all.
I figured.
And it is intelligence based, so I'm not gonna be good at it. But I'm gonna add half my level. I guess round down, so it'll be 4.
Okay.
Better than 0. Hey, Nani.
Hey, all right. So you kind of fiddle with this thing. You're trying to like pry off little bits here and there, see what you can do. And, the tried and true the method of, smacking it a bunch and trying to pull it apart ends up working for you. And without anything particularly bad happening, we managed to pull this into pieces. And however it worked, who knows, but you feel pretty confident that your pals can cross the room without having to do the old dodgeball.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake. Okay, then onward for the whatever fun stuff they got ready for us next.
Indeed.
We're finding loot. We're dodging traps. We're having a great time.
All right. So you move forward through this corridor into what seems to be kind of a central chamber of this ziggurat. This chamber is pretty bare of furnishings, but the floor has a number of cracks and like bits of broken mud and wood and things, and there's this arch of a ceiling that rises about 20 feet above you, and right in the middle of the room, well, actually, just a little bit south of the middle of the room in the ceiling, there is like a 5-foot wide square hole in the ceiling that appears to be a shaft that goes directly upwards to, perhaps another chamber or something. You're not entirely sure, but that seems to be the only other exit to this room, is this shaft going vertically up from the ceiling 20 feet off the floor. There's also quite a number of like strange bits of metal around, pools of foul-smelling substances, things like that. Braz, roll me a perception check in here. Nice. All right, so Braz, as you're kind of walking around in here, or you guys step into this room, and there's all these like weird little puddles of stuff and things. A lot of these scents feel familiar to you. There's a lot of like alchemical compounds you're smelling. Things that you've smelled in like kind of alchemical workshops or things before. Whatever it was doesn't seem to be set up in this room now, but it seems that there was at some point.
Okay, interesting. These guys really are into alchemy.
As you mentioned this interest in alchemy here, all of you kind of hear this kind of creaking of metal and kind of winding of gears and flywheels kind of start up. And you see in the north end and the south end of this room, there are two large constructs that seem to be waking up.
Damn it.
Friends!
Maybe. But probably not.
Weapon shaped.
Well, here, let me get you a picture of what kind of shape they are.
Oh yeah, that is friend shaped.
Yeah, very, very friend shaped.
Honestly, Moz thinks that looks like an amazing friend.
I would have to agree.
So as these construct, these golems whir to life here, all of you roll a perception check. You ready yourself for these to come at you.
Oh, I have to roll.
You do.
I hate when you have to actually do things.
No, I'm here to vibe, not actually participate. Come
I know.
on.
Like, what the hell?
Well, there was my one good roll of the night.
Yeah, I know. We've had a lot of like high 20s, 30s rolls in all these.
Yeah, it's making me nervous.
Yeah, let's hope those keep up here.
They won't.
All right. So these alchemical golems, they, as they kind of whir to life here, you're looking at them, and they seem to, like, the most of the light that you have seems to be coming down this like shaft in the ceiling here. But they're kind of an odd-looking collection of tubes and gears and wiring that are supported by these frames made of metal and crystal. kind of very, very kind of a strange look to these that you have not seen before. These are not, of the alchemical golems or constructs or things that you've come across. These are a bit foreign to you. We start off with the one in the southern alcove here. And let's see here. You see it kind of rear itself back a bit, and you see like a small chamber on top of it open, and a small orb whizzes out and lands on, or in the direction of Honker here, directly in front of it. Oop, wrong thing. There we go. All right. Well, it critically misses with a 1. Nice. It critically misses, and this orb, it kind of bounces past you, Honker, and lands kind of next to that pool of whatever it is to the north of you, and explodes. Seems to be some kind of bomb. It also ignites that puddle of whatever on the floor. Seems it was flammable. Adds a little bit more light to the room. Kind of makes it a little bit more dramatic. These things cast very unpleasant shadows with their kind of strange wires and metal forms. Very, very jagged, freaky-looking shadows on the walls coming off of those. And
Friends like fire too.
Oh, God.
And after it launches this in your direction here, let's see. It kind of pulls itself to its feet and moves kind of out of its alcove up next to you here, Honker. What were you saying, Gross?
Oh, I was thinking, it's probably too late. But if like a missile was coming in my direction, Gross would try to do his catch or deflect the missile.
Nothing gets over my head. I would catch it.
No, he would do like the Apu meme, like take a bullet from Honker.
All right. And Honker, like these are like fairly tall. Like these are taller than like all of your compatriots, and so this thing is like looming over you here with all of, its metal arms kind of hanging down next to you, and these gears and strange sounds kind of coming from inside its main part of its body. Not a pleasant feeling. This one up to the north here, it also tries lobbing an explosive. Why did that roll twice? Oh, it's still targeting Honker. Well, the Honker one didn't hit, so it's not targeting Honker. Hold on. It's got a lot of stuff I gotta scroll through here. Let's see. Okay, targeting Grotus. Hit missed. This one also misses, kind of bounces off the corner here, and kind of back into the middle of the room, explodes. Nothing else catches on fire, but it does also go off. And it moves out of its alcove here. Closer to your direction. Which brings us to Maz.
Me. So I guess I will move up here. Well, I guess I need to get closer to it.
I mean, from where you are there, you're in melee range of it, because it's large. At this spot where you're at right now.
Okay. I'm gonna use my rapier
Okay. All right. Oh.
Yep, this is exactly what I was afraid of.
Oh man. And the one. Oh. All right. So you're trying to jab at this thing, and it's managing to swing its metal arms out of the way of your jabs. Nothing connecting. Grotus.
Gonna drop into the stumbling stance. Then use a flurry of blows on this large construct, number 13.
Okay.
I want to ring his fucking bell.
On the go.
Even though the spindly parts look more likely to break, I want to ring that bell. Balls. Next one.
Oh man.
My lord.
Jesus fucking
Right.
Christ.
I knew this was gonna happen.
It does happen like this sometimes. Grotus is then going to position himself, like he's going to take a quick movement, position himself so he's the main target of the next guy. Somebody's going to get off guard. You'll hit me and then he'll be laughing.
All right.
That's my turn.
Braz.
Very conflicted on what I want to do.
Well, if you have any novel things you come up with from an alchemical perspective you want to try, feel free to shoot them at me and we'll see.
Well, that's the thing. Is I'm not even really thinking about like throwing shit at it. But I'm not sure if I possess the necessary skills. I kind of want to like, I don't know, like get on top of it, see if I can get it open.
Okay.
Don't think I'm going to be very successful at this, but you know what? Let's just try it.
Okay.
If you dissolve one, I'll leave one, cracked open for you to dig around it.
I'm still going to try this.
Okay.
Let's get a little crazy. So yeah, I guess I'm going to like try to like run and like jump onto it.
Okay. I'll probably do like an acrobatics or.
Oh, good. I'm good at that.
All right. All right. Good enough, even if it was a 3. So you run at this golem here and leap off the ground with your little goblin legs and launch into the air and grab onto the kind of main structure of this thing on the top. It doesn't really seem to like pay you much mind. I mean, it is like a construct of sorts. It is somewhat aware of its surroundings, but it's it is a construct. But yeah, you're up here on the top of it, and you see it seems to have like a few of these various like containers built into it that seem to be made of like glass or crystal of some kind, with liquids inside them of various colors. You can't really make out what exactly they could be, from outside these glass chambers.
Well, a really fun way we can find out is I can just smack them with my club and try to break them open.
All right. So go ahead and I guess go ahead and roll an attack. Give yourself a plus 2, or I guess it'd be with like advantage. Or wait, I forget. Is advantage not a thing in Pathfinder? Is it just the modifiers?
You can't call it advantage because otherwise the Pinkertons might
right.
actually
Sorry.
show up at your door and beat your
Sorry.
wife up. So be careful. But you can, however, as a GM, allow them to roll 2 dice and take the higher result.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll legally distinctly roll our dice twice.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll the attacks on that.
Let me do that.
Let's fucking go. I think we're gonna
don't even
take
need
that
to roll
one.
it twice.
I think we're gonna take that one. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Nice. Okay. So you kind of take your club and just start bashing it at vulnerable spots. You attack the crab for massive damage at its weak point, uh, and you smash one of these vials open, and kind of liquid starts kind of spilling out of the top of it. And it seems like this particular chamber was. Let me roll dice here. Whatever this liquid that was in it was some sort of fiery alchemical substance. And so it begins kind of splashing out of the top of this, and you're kind of dodging out of the way of it to try to avoid getting out of it yourself. But you can kind of feel the heat off of this liquid, and you sense that or you can kind of feel just like because you're riding on top of this thing, it's kind of somewhat destabilized the golem a little bit, breaking one of these chambers. But it seems it has a few. There's looks like there's 6 different glass chambers it's got on the top of it.
Okay, well, but I have one more action. Let's go ahead and try to smash another one.
Okay. And once again, this will be with advantage just because you're kind of clambered up on top of this thing.
Well, it's a good thing I get to roll these dice twice.
Well,
didn't
even with that, rip. Yeah, as you're trying to avoid the whatever this fiery alchemical liquid in the one you did smash, you're trying to keep your feet from getting toasted. A little bit of awkward trying to smash another one, so you unfortunately miss those.
Okay, but you said there's 6 of them?
Yeah, there are 6 of them, and they all have different colors of something in them.
Okay, so he's got 5 left then.
Yeah, he's got 5 left. So whatever it was, you feel like from your general knowledge of alchemical things, like I don't know if you're particularly familiar with like this kind of alchemical stuff in terms of like golems and constructs and whatnot, but given that it has all these chambers of various liquids, you feel like it could probably utilize them in some way. So you've at least deprived it of that, whatever this particular one was. So.
Yeah, I'm glad I made that risky choice.
That was good stuff. Give yourself a hero point for the taking the crazy action of jumping up on this thing. Good stuff. Honker, you are up, kind of dodging the drips of fantasy napalm out of this thing's glass.
Sorry.
What are you doing down here, Honker?
So they will try and cast confusion on this one in front of me.
Okay.
So we'll say a sec.
How exactly does that confusion say it works?
So they roll a will save, and then on a critical success, they're unaffected. Success, they babble incoherently and are stunned 1, and a failure is confused for a minute with a new save each round. Critical fail is confused, stunned for a whole minute without saving anymore.
Okay. All right. So you attempt to cast this confusion on this golem, and you're kind of used to how this feels to like kind of get your fingers in the mind of whatever it is you're messing with here and getting them all befuddled. It doesn't seem to have any effect on this thing. Whatever kind of like mind you're used to trying to confuse, it has none. It is mindless.
And I will run
Honestly,
away.
a mood.
You run away. All right, you do still have one action after that move, if you want to try anything from your
No, the spell
hallway?
is 2 actions.
Oh, the spell is 2 actions. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you've ducked into the hallway. All right. Scorch is in the hall with Hunker.
I'm gonna have Scorch just stay there and kind of help protect Hunker.
All right. Scorch kind of stands here in the entry to the hallway here in front of you, Hunker. All right. Which brings us to this large construct here. All right, so you're up on top of it at the moment, Braz, and you see that that whatever kind of hole that had opened to shoot a bomb out of, or grenade, or whatever it was before, it opens up, and you're expecting to see like another one of these explosives come out, and you kind of hear some whirring and ka-chunking from inside this thing, and a ball like does come out of it, and then kind of just lands on the ground without any explosive effect. So it seems that you're busting up of that particular alchemical chamber, fucked with its production of explosives.
Fuck yeah.
So it tries this, shoots, nothing happens aside from just a dud landing nearby, and it kind of brings back one of its arms here, and you see at the end of like the arm that it's pulling back to like strike at. In this case, it's trying to strike at Maz since it's on the ground. Since she's on the ground here in front of it. There seems to be some kind of crude syringe thing at the end of its hand, and it stabs at you, Riz, with this. And hits. Alright, and so as this stabs you...
Honestly, so rude.
Right? Let's see. What does this do? I gotta roll on a thing here. Where is this? Okay, roll a d6. All right, so as it stabs you, you feel some kind of substance being like injected into your arm from this syringe, and you kind of feel a little like nauseous from this. Whatever it was seems to have been like some sort of poison or something. So you feel sickened status, which let me pull up again what exactly that does. That does a like a penalty on your rolls until you shake that off because of your nausea.
Man, too bad my rolls have been great already.
I know, right?
Indeed. All right. So the other construct up here moves closer to you, Grotus, and it also tries the syringe arm, stabbing at you. Hoo!
Damn.
Oh, wowie!
Oh boy.
That's
Wow.
big. That's a big oofens. All right. And this one, a 4 is where it stabs into you. You feel this like heat It seems to be injecting some kind of fiery substance. And like you feel like the skin around this area kind of burning from this. And take
So it injected you with lidocaine?
it basically injected him with fantasy napalm. So I'm sure that feels great.
Ouchie.
An additional 4 damage. Let me get that applied. Whew. All right, Braz, up on top of this guy.
All right, let's try to break some more canisters.
Let's go.
Boom, bitch.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So these are all still with the legally distinct advantage, just because of where you're at. Because as long as you're up on top of this thing, like on top of where all these like glass canisters are, like
Okay,
you're
well,
you're kind of in an advantageous position here. So like that first one hit.
Let me try the second one again.
Okay. Okay. Second one hit.
Okay, and then let me retry that third one.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have 2 hits. Go ahead and I'll have you do the rolls on these on which glass canisters. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me. And if you happen to roll one we've already broken, we'll give it to some. We'll have you roll again. Okay, so 6. Let's see. All right, so you bust number 6. And this one seems to be a particularly foul-smelling liquid. Seems to spill out of this particular canister. Go ahead and give me another d6 for the other successful hit you got up there on the top. I rolled that one again. That was the one you already busted. Nice. Okay. And the other one that you break here is also pretty foul smelling, but a bit of a different color from the other one to the other one. At least from the color, you recognize, at least from what went into the syringe that had stabbed at your sister down below. You've crippled that particular flask, whatever was making her sick. All right, so 3 out of 6 on that one.
Hell yeah.
And Grotus, you're we'll say it's your like your side, kind of like under your right arm is where it stabbed its syringe at. It's kind of currently on fire with this injected napalm of sorts.
Oh.
Yeah, good times. That hurt a
Yeah,
lot.
these things are cool.
That is not the fire water that he wanted.
No, it is not.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take that extra spiciness and I'm gonna start throwing more accordion punches at large construct number 13.
Okay.
Something strike. Here we go.
Hey, be careful, I'm on top of that one.
God damn it.
Don't
Okay.
worry, I'll catch you.
Oh, thank you.
For this next trick, I'm gonna do a flurry of blows. Or no, I don't have to. I can do 3 more things. Yeah. So actually, I don't need to feint
Okay.
because the one large construct 4 is already off guard to me.
Correct.
Because he hit me with
Napalm injections. Yeah.
And assuming that's a melee strike, he gets that effect. So here it comes.
Okay.
What the Christmas tree? I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna hero with that just out of frustration.
Fire away.
Good lord.
How am
Fuck.
I doing better than you?
Well, you
No,
are in an advantageous position on top of this thing, so.
I guess I took the Grotus route and went crazy, and it's paid off.
All right. Well, here's the final bit of my flurry of blows.
Damn.
God damn.
I'm throwing lots of punches. All right, that's my turn.
All right, Honker, you are protected behind Scorch in the hallway. Your friends are getting stabbed and injected with God knows what. What are you up to?
I'm scared. So I will hum a song to Scorch and summon a toy Jack in the Box.
I love that.
All right. We're choosing the nuclear option.
Fantastic.
That's my whole turn to do that.
Okay. And next turn you're able to like direct that somewhere, is that right?
If I'm evil.
If you're evil. Well, you can also communicate to the party to avoid the nuclear device that is currently approaching your destination. But yeah, okay, cool. All right, so we have Jack in the Box out. I guess all of you have seen Jack in the Box before, so you do see the Jack in the Box come out over next to Honker and Scorch in the hallway. So you are aware that exists.
Like, because I'm humming the song.
Yeah,
like,
and he's humming the song.
Familiar with the rooms they walk into after the song happened.
Yeah, if you've seen that latest Puss in Boots movie with when Death shows up with his like little whistle song, there we go. We got Honker doing a little death whistle song, and all the hairs in the back are standing up.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm Honker scares the shit out of me.
He's just a little guy.
But like,
We're glad
so
he's
much
on
more
our
than,
side,
like, I like him and
supposedly.
respect him. I just know one day he's gonna kill me.
Only if you ask.
What a way to go.
Probably only if I ask nicely. When I have to say please.
Right. All right. So, Maz, you're currently feeling sickened. If you like, you can take an action to roll a fortitude. Yeah. To shake that off and get rid of that debuff.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you managed to shake off this nausea from whatever got injected into your arm, and you stand for this construct with Braz happily riding on top of it, smashing shit.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and use Twin Feint.
Ooh. Okay. What's that do?
I basically use dual weapons to attack my foe multiple times and use the first attack to try and get them off guard and flat-footed, and then make a second attack.
Okay. It's kind of similar to the stuff that Gross does. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
That is a hit. Very nice. Go ahead and roll that.
So they are now flat-footed against me.
They are.
And then I have a thingy for that. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, if we don't find it, I can just factor that in.
Here we go. And then I need to do a second attack.
Okay.
wish I had 2 rapiers. I don't.
Ah. Darn.
Okay. So I didn't get both of them, so I can't do that thing. But because it is flat-footed, I can still do a debilitating strike.
Okay.
And because it's a free action, yay! I'm
Woohoo!
actually reading my shit.
Good for
What
you.
is this?
It could save your life someday.
It could. So since it's flat-footed, I'm going to do enfeebled 1 to it.
Looks like that takes down some of its ability checks. Sweet. All right. Scorch is over by Honker and the Jack in the Box.
Yeah, he can just stay there and keep protecting Honker.
Okay. All right.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
He's a good boy.
All right. Large Construct 13 is getting beat up a bit and has quite a few of these broken flasks. So it pulls back its syringe arm here, and it attempts to kind of swing it upwards and hit you on top of it, Braz. And let's see. Oop, did that target you? No. Target. Braz. Okay. And with your kind of awkward position in relation to it, we're going to roll this twice and take the lower.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Okay. It does still manage to hit you with its kind of awkward angle with you up on top of it, beating on its head. And all right, let's make sure this. Okay, it is rolling just the normal. Cool. Whew. All right, still gets you good here, and it does attempt to inject. Let's see if it does one that it still has. It does. All right, so it stabs into you, Braz, and you feel something flowing into your arm, and you see the area around where it struck you. The flesh is kind of burning and like bubbling and almost like melting a little bit. It seems to have tried to inject you with some kind of acid substance. Not very fun, very painful. And you take an additional...
Yeah, but I'm going to have a really cool scar.
That is fair. You're going to have a great story and a cool scar. Okay, so that's another 6. Let me put that on here. 20.
I probably don't even really notice the scar because I have so many already from all my fire scars.
That's fair. Scars upon scars. Braz is a big old callus. The whole thing. All right. So, large construct 4 up here still has all of its things intact, and it first off tries to lob a. You hear the kind of ka-chunk of an explosive thing being loaded, and a little port opens up and shoots it over in the direction of the hallway here. And at Scorch. Whoo!
No!
Oh, man. Okay. Let me find out
I
if
like
it's damage seed generate bomb. Okay, it doesn't tell me what the damage
Why
is.
can I see that this is the trigger for the Jack in the Box getting Sing
Don't ever
after.
go for the doggy.
I don't give a shit about Scorch.
Ooh.
Oh, well, maybe he's about to not give a shit about you.
That's fine.
How?
That
You don't really
Hunker
need him.
has no
You just fight on
concern
your
for
own.
Scorch.
Okay, I'm guessing it. The only thing I'm finding is like how chemical bomb rules. Okay, so chemical bomb. Okay, so this would be made out of some like napalm. Okay, here we go. Okay. So 3. Oh, right, duh. Fantasy napalm was alchemist fire. Duh, how could I forget it? I was like, I know it's called something. Let's see, alchemist fire, Pathfinder 2E. What is the damage on that?
Is this gonna burn some fur off?
It might. Scorch might also have some cool scars to go with the name.
I would just really love if it could be the top of his head so he looks like Friar Tuck.
That's
Valid.
pretty great. Okay, so this alchemist fire strikes and it does. Oh wait, this is a critical, so it does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew! Alright. 34 damage to Scorch with that strike. So this goes off in that hull there. You know, Honker, there's quite a burst of heat as this goes off. Scorch has some pretty big burnt patches of fur going on. He's looking a bit beat up from this.
He's
Grotus.
looking a little
Scorched. Yeah. Exactly. All right, Grotus. Still staving off this burn injury under your arm here. What are you doing?
Well, large construct number 4, what just fired the grenade, is going to get a pummeling.
Okay.
Flurry blows. God damn it.
These punches just are not doing the trick.
I'm going to try to do a feint where I deception. I deceive him. Against his wisdom. God fucking.
That does not succeed, unfortunately.
Last hit. Good lord.
It seems a change of strategy may be in order.
Nothing will change the dice. I don't think it's the strategy. I just can't live with these rolls.
All right. Honker, bombs are going off in your face. And you have your Fae out.
Yeah, I'll tell the Fae to run in between the two of them.
Okay.
Then I think it does that after my turn, so I have to do stuff. They run away. I'll deal with this. And all of my little guys like come out of my back and they're all serious too. And and then Conquer will cast on the northern one there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll attempt to cast Phantom Pain on.
All right. It fails the save. All right.
It doesn't do anything. Alright, that's my turn.
Okay. Braz, little Jack in the Box is strutting across the hall or the room here into the middle of these constructs. All right, that one is a hit.
That one again.
This one is a miss.
Last one. One more time. All right.
Okay.
That's okay. One's
so-
better than none.
All right, so we do have, I think, what is it? 2. Okay,
There's 3 left.
Okay, it's 3 left. Okay, so that one is one that was not broken. Okay, so that one you smash, and you feel kind of a chill from the liquid spilling out of this one. It seems to have been some kind of like frost-imbued alchemical substance. All right. It looks like that is your turn.
Yep.
All right. Maz, Jack in the Box is kind of right between you and Grotus.
Well, Maz really doesn't want anything to do with that.
Understandable.
Do we know how big the AoE is for that thing?
You'd have to ask Honker.
Really fucking big.
I couldn't remember if we've like seen it go off or if we've only seen the carnage.
We've seen it go
Last
off, I
time
think, once before, a while ago, in a bunch of Zilgaths on like a path somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, all the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I remember now.
That was the first time Honker decided to be scary.
Where it all began. But yeah, as far as you can recall, pretty big.
Okay. Maz is gonna look up at Braz and be like, "Sis, we should probably get out of here before that thing go boom."
I'm so close to kicking his ass.
And Maz is gonna go out into the hallway
Okay.
and do battle medicine on Scorch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll medicine.
Thank you for curing my puppy of his baldness.
All right, that does pass. So we'll go ahead and roll 2d8s. So 2d8s plus 10, and we'll get that healing onto a Scorch. All right, so 16. I'll get that applied. 34, 18. Okay. All right, Scorch is looking a little bit better.
Okay, Maz is gonna give him a little butt scritch,
Aw.
and that's my turn.
Okay. Scorch, I assume, is still staying here in the hall.
Yeah, but he's going to move down a little bit and go on the other side of Moss.
Okay, he's gonna get behind cover. All right. Large construct 13 up here. Its nearby targets are away. You hear it again, that kind of sound of it trying to generate some kind of alchemical bomb, and is... Oh, here, let me see. Does it happen to roll one of the ones it still has? It does not. Okay, unsuccessful in that attempt in its machinery. And it tries once again to swing up at you on the top of it, Braz. Let me just roll this twice and take the lower one.
Oh, shit!
Ah, shit. Okay. Oh, man. Hoo-wee.
Ow!
Yeah, these things hurt a lot. Braz getting stabbed. Let's see if it happens to be injected with anything that it still has. You
Oh,
do
I
not
broke that one.
you do not feel anything being injected into you. It is shooting blanks on that particular one it was trying to do. All right. The other construct is, let's see, trying to generate an alchemical bomb in the direction of Honker. Let's see, what does it do this time? This one still has all of its casings. Okay, so it generates an alchemical bomb in the direction of Honker, and this one, ooh,
Oh, shit.
it hits, which would be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh.
Whew. 30
Ow.
acid damage to Honker. Alright, so this splashes into the hall here and onto you, Honker. You feel it kind of eating away at yourself. Unpleasant. And it takes, let's see, from the acid damage, an additional 5. So I'm going to put that on there, 35. Okay. And... oops. Whoa, what is this mode it's put me in? Oops. Okay. And then tries to swing its syringe arm at Grotus. Oh wait, excuse me, that should have been... well, that would have been missed anyways, I think. Or wait, no, I should have rolled that with the lower thing. 1 second. Okay, still would have hit anyways. Okay. So that one is this, and 18 damage, and it rolls on its alchemical compounds and tries to inject Grotus where it strikes you on the, like you're trying to block this with your arm, and it kind of goes into your forearm here, and you feel your forearm become intensely cold as it tries to inject you with some kind of frost solution. Let's see. And you are... where's the status for this? It afflicts the area around that with basically frostbite. And you take an additional 2 from that. Okay, and that brings us to you, Grotus.
I'm going to land a punch before the end of this combat.
Yeah, you are.
There is a jack-in-the-box right behind you on the ground. Just so you're aware.
All right. I'm going to land a punch and get out of here.
You can do it.
Goddamn. Second swing of the flurry of blows.
Oh, man.
Bummer.
I'm really scared that like Grotus is gonna have something bad happen. This is just
Grotus is experiencing mental damage from this fight.
Just gonna run out of this room here. That's it.
Fuck this shit.
Punch the wall a couple times to feel something.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Grotus takes cover in the hall. All right, Braz, you're the only one left in the room aside from this ominous jack-in-the-box.
Out here as well.
Yep, fuck that. You're out. Okay.
I also didn't realize just how low my hit points were, so...
Yeah, that probably would have been, that probably could have been bad. Are you doing anything at range from the hallway?
No.
No. we're just gonna hope that whatever this thing Honker's summoned from the depths of hell takes care of everything. All right, Maz, you doing anything at range from the hallway?
No.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna back up more.
Okay, back up more. All right, Scorch, I assume, is still chilling back there as well. Honker, man of the hour, what do we got?
Light him up.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the final sacrifice.
Let's go.
And I'll cast it at 4th level. Oh, it's right in between them. Oh, wait. Before I do that, I'll run back here.
good idea. Yeah, you're shaking the remnants of the acid off of yourself.
Okay, so I'll roll. What is it? Level 4, so it'll be target. So it'll be this damage,
Ooh.
and then the heightened damage will be an additional 17 to each of them.
Nice. Okay, let me get that applied manually here for you. 36. Puts us up to...
And then I'll say, I can hit him, why can't you guys?
Them.
20. All right, so this goes off. Tell us how that looks, Honker. How does your Fey Jack in the Box going off look?
I imagine it's pretty horrid because the Fae is the Jack in the Box is a real Fae, and the final sacrifice thing doesn't require willingness.
Oh,
So it's probably like this Fae like doing its little music, and then the music just like goes more and more off tune while like it's trying to scream, but it's a music box. It can't scream, and then just boom. A bunch of
all right.
I imagine when it explodes, it's like that, like when you blow a kazoo, you know, like, and then it's like confetti, but the confetti, is pain.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
That was quite the word picture.
I feel like I was really there.
I know, right?
All right. So in the aftermath of this explosion here, both of these constructs are looking pretty worse for wear. Let's see. Let me do. All right, Honker, I'm gonna have you just as a little bonus here because this is like a big area explosion thing. Roll me a d6. Okay. With your even roll there, with this explosive damage that you've done to these things, while they are both still up at the moment, their glass canisters are particularly vulnerable to shattering, as Braz has seen. And a massive explosion definitely kind of falls under that. And you have burst all of the remaining flasks of alchemical compounds on the top of these things, so rendering their alchemical additions to their attacks ineffective. There's also quite a lot of alchemical liquid all over the floor around both of these, especially the north one, since they all kind of blew up at once. But yeah, they are still functioning. They are still alive, but you have rendered any alchemical additions ineffective with this attack that you've done. Good
Yeah,
shit.
I was kind of hoping that'd be it.
It's not quite. They can still do some damage on their own even without the alchemical injections. Good shit. Maz, you're at the top of the order. after the explosion.
Okay. So, wait, is there any, like, liquids on the floor right now?
Yeah, like, kind of, like, immediately around both of these is, like, a puddle of a mixture of, like, all of these alchemical compounds. So you're probably not going to be not going to want to be right up under them, or you're going to be stepping in like 6 different alchemical compounds at once.
Yeah.
That sounds like danger.
Yeah, but yeah, they're looking pretty worse for wear, especially with all of their glass canisters that were mounted in their top bits busted.
Okay. I'm gonna do produce flame.
Okay. On them, or like on the alchemical compounds on the floor?
On the alchemical compounds.
Okay, okay.
It'd be awesome.
Nice, alright. I would say if you're doing that onto the alchemical compounds on the floor, that will just hit. It's the floor. It's a puddle. What's it gonna do? So with that being the case, if that's going to ignite all 6 alchemical compounds at once on each of these things, let me roll some stuff here. Let's see. Okay. So that will be for that one. Oops. Not just one. I need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, Fancy Grounds. Give me that other roll, please. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. So, with these alchemical compounds, you light these with your produce flame, and they're kind of everywhere. So they all just kind of erupt with this and deal some additional damage to these as they are engulfed in these kind of multicolored flames. And let's see, so this one takes an additional 18, so 20, 50, 61, and the other one takes 19, which puts us up to 49. Okay, cool. They do still stand.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, but they are looking, especially 13, the one that you were hitting on a bunch before. That one is sparking, and like one of its arms is hanging fairly limply. It's looking pretty rough. The other one is pretty close as well. You know, seeing these kind of metal constructs here and these flaming pools feels very Terminator vibes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's quite the image.
I guess for my last action,
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw my ranged hoop at it and see if I can do some damage.
At 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Ah, darn. All right. Honker.
But at least I didn't waste an action.
What do we got going on in the honker zone down here in the corner of the hallway?
Most of Honker's stuff is mind magic, and so these guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the punches and the mind magic both. These guys are particularly challenging because of that, outside of them being kind of a bitch on their own.
So which one looks the most banged up?
13, the one in the south corner. That one is, like, looks to be barely upright.
Okay. I'll cast a Curse of Lost Time on it,
Okay.
which is work save for it.
Okay, it does succeed on the save. I'm guessing
Okay.
that still has
He'll
an effect.
Yeah, he'll be just not too much. He'll be clumsy and enfeebled for a round. That'll be my turn.
Okay. Large construct 13. It is clumsily moves in your direction and continues to take some continuous damage from the ignited alchemical fluids on the floor, thanks to Maz. Let me roll that here. And that does it. As it like lurches towards you, Honker, clumsily from this curse you put upon it. You kind of hear some final sparks and some gears kind of grinding to a halt, and this thing crumples onto the ground, and the gear sounds cease. And there isn't a blood puddle because it's not full of blood. But there's plenty of other liquids around.
There should be like an oil puddle or something.
Well, there's quite a lot of puddle of all sorts of stuff everywhere. So I think we're pretty puddled, pretty well puddled in this room right now. All right, large construct 4 is a little more together, but still not looking too hot. It moves down in your direction, Honker, and tries to strike at you with its syringe arm. Oh!
No!
Hoo-wee! Okay. Hot diggity damn. Alright, so this stabs into you, Honker, and you can kind of hear the kind of sounds of it trying to inject something, but of course you blew up all of its alchemical tanks. It's got no juice left to shoot. And so you just take that base damage from the melee strike. Which brings us to... Oh, hold on. I gotta roll the persistent from all of the alchemical compounds on the ground on that thing. Let's see if that does it. That's a lot of ones in those dice. It only took 12. Not quite. Not quite. Let's see. 61, 61. Okay. Braz.
Okay. I am gonna use battle medicine on myself.
All right.
Honker.
Go ahead and roll those medicine checks.
We are in a little bit of pain.
Yeah, this has been a pretty hurry fight.
22.
All right, that is a
We're
success.
trying our best, guys.
It's
2d8 plus 10, yeah. All right, so 20. So go ahead and heal
good.
yourself for 20 there. And you said you were doing Honker as well?
Yeah, just we are hurting the most.
Cool. All right, go ahead and do the medicine check for Honkers. Then
Oh, I have to do 2 separate ones? I can do 2 people at once.
Oh, it's 2 people at once. Oh, okay, cool. Then go
Yeah.
ahead and roll the 2d8 plus.
I have an additional feat where I can do up to 2 people at once. Ward medic. Okay, so then
Cool. Let's roll the other 2d8 plus 10. We'll get that on Honker then. All right, Honker, heal yourself for 21. All right, anything else on your turn, Browse?
I mean, I could craft something, but or do that and get up there. I think it'll probably be done for.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna just move back up at least, but then that's gonna be it.
Okay. Grotus, taking your anger out on the walls. What are you doing?
Grotus is going to make it happen. He's back in the fight.
Make
He's
it
gonna
a tough
fire one more flurry of blows.
All right. Will this be the one punch that connects and finishes it?
God, I hope so.
It's a hit! Let's go!
Gonna do non-zero damage. Destroy!
Yeah! That's what we
I'm
needed!
so glad that happened for you.
Grotus really needed that.
Yeah, the confidence is back, baby! Oh, that one did give us a puddle of
really
oil.
Worried about the psychological effect on Grotus of not getting any hits.
All right.
He would have just
Whoo-wee.
been like an addict. And he did something.
Ah. All right, good shit. Wow, that was a heck of an encounter there. All
I
right,
have to say that has been my favorite enemy so far.
yeah, that was a really interesting. Enemy. I was curious to see how that one would go. All right, so let's go ahead and take our little 10-minute break here since we're at 7:42. So we'll be back at, basically 50 or whatever. Take a drink, do what you got to do, and then we'll try to figure out how we get up to the top of this tower and fix what's wrong with it. So we'll see you back in a little bit. So, with these down, eventually the the flames from these alchemical compounds finish burning off, and all we're left with is just kind of the kind of not great scent of all of these in this ancient stone structure. And again, the only way that seems to go anywhere from here is up this shaft in the ceiling 20 feet off the floor.
Before we try to go anywhere, can I now that these things are down, take a closer look at them, see if we can discern anything from them?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. Okay. So, yeah, it seems like these are, as it seems, these are some kind of alchemical golem. But like their make and like the way they are constructed is somewhat unfamiliar to you. As you guys had found, they have a number of alchemical chambers that they seem to be made out of crystal of some kind, not glass, as you would like expect them to be. So it's crystal that had been shaped into a vessel of sorts to hold these. And let's see. There's some other notes on here. So, I mean, at least in terms of like just general knowledge with golems. So golems, are, something, a creature that's been crafted out of like base materials and then magically animated into some kind of, guardian or whatever that mindlessly obeys its creator's commands for, however long it continues to exist or until it's, told not to anymore. There are... Well, I guess let's see if you would know this. Roll an I guess probably occultism, Braz.
Okay.
Alright. So, in terms of, like, golem construction itself, this isn't, like, something that you have really done much of before. So you're not sure, like, what magic or, like, how exactly these were imbued with, life of sorts. But yeah, like with the way these were constructed, with like like the syringe arms and all the different alchemical stuff, like these were pretty dangerous guardians, as you all well felt, inflicting all manner of painful wounds and things. You do see. Let's see. You do see, after kind of prying open the kind of main structure of this thing, that there is another kind of vessel or flask of sorts as inside the metal structure. So it wasn't like as exposed as these other like alchemical tanks were. And you find both of these have a tank in the middle that contains what appears to be a biological brain of some kind. So you assume that, that was probably involved with something with how these were animated or how it was able to follow orders. You don't really know enough about biology to know, what kind it is or where it came from or whatever else, but, they are now inert, and whatever it was is dead.
Alright, that was all pretty terrifying to learn.
Yeah. Some mad science shit.
Kind of regret checking it out.
Mash on C button. All right. So, there's still more to the tower, but how?
How do we get there? Where's the elevator?
Where is the elevator, indeed? You guys are all kind of standing underneath this shaft, staring up into it, trying to figure out, how the heck we're going to get up there. Everybody roll a perception check for me.
Man, if only we'd gotten a potion that allows us to fly.
I know, right? So, all of you looking up this shaft here, you see what looks to be positioned up at like the top of it. There appears to be some sort of like winch mechanism and a platform, but it is currently raised up there. So someone would have to get up there and lower that.
All right, so we want to volunteer. We're gonna have to draw straws.
Yeah, who wants to chug the fly juice?
I like my feet on the ground.
I can fly, and if it starts to peter out, before I get to the top, I can wall run the rest of the way.
Yeah, but it does last for a minute, so hopefully should be good. All right, so Grotus.
Unless you take a really big detour.
Yeah. All right, so Grotus, you grab this the flying potion that you guys had found stuffed in a little stash away, chug it down. It's kind of a fairly bitter but airy taste, and after a moment, as it kind of gets into your system here, you kind of feel a bit of like weightlessness to yourself when you feel like if you jumped off the ground, you'd be able to stay there and fly around a bit of your own accord.
And that's what I'll do. Or I guess we should have some kind of an idea of what we're going to do. When I find something, I'll find a way to bring you guys back up. How about that?
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, Grotus, you fly up to the top of the shaft here. And you find up here in this room there is like this kind of winch mechanism and a platform with a rope, like a small platform with a rope that is tied to it, and that looks like you're able to lower down through the shaft. And in addition, there's a bunch of other kind of strange machinery in here that, for the moment, you hold on to get your other compatriots up here. But it seems this winch would be the way to go.
All right.
Everybody taking the elevator up?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Elevator operated.
Let's get you all... unlock tokens on this map. Get you all up in here. Close that map. Oops. Let me scroll that a bit. There we go. Okay. So, in this room, kind of at the pinnacle of the tower, it's kind of it's pyramidal in shape in the interior. So you got the base here, and then it kind of angles upwards towards the center above. It's kind of a steep angle to the apex of the room, which is 50 feet overhead, where at the top of the room there is yet another small shaft that rises another 10 feet before opening to the sky. And you can see, kind of shining through this shaft, the stuttering light of the tower's Aeon orb as it just kind of orbits around the top of the shaft. So it's kind of casting like shadows coming down the shaft as it orbits around. And occasionally, depending on how it's orbiting, it the light kind of shines directly down into the shaft sometimes with its movements up there. But otherwise, it's just kind of floating around up here. And this chamber, it's a square chamber with a couple alcoves on each of the cardinal directions in the center of each wall. And the entire room is cluttered with crates that are bearing sprawling contraptions of glass and metal boxes and mirrors and liquid-filled tubes and copper wires. And then, of course, there is the southern alcove with the simple hoist and winch for pulling things up through the shaft from the room below. The northern alcove holds a giant piece of rough-cut crystal of some kind that is about 3 feet in diameter, and it rests on the floor and glows with an inner fire, and there are tubes and wiring from the assorted paraphernalia around this room that converge on this giant mineral. There's a low hum that pervades this room that originates from all these connected apparatuses, and every so often, as the Aeon Orb swings around above this and shines the light down through the shaft from above, it strikes the device that's kind of close to the middle of the room there, which sparks wildly as it seems to absorb the light, and then the crystal's inner light perceptibly brightens. And whenever the orb's light is being absorbed as it passes over, the orb kind of takes on this dull brownish hue for a few moments before gradually regaining its former sheen as it continues its orbit around the top of the tower.
So it seems like this crystal might be sapping the Aeon, the orb's juju.
It seems that way.
Well, I say we just dismantle all this machinery. I mean, unless somebody thinks they can divine or discern its purpose, origin, and use, then go for it. Other than that, I'm about to start knocking over crystals.
Okay.
I don't feel like any of us would really have that skill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can start to take a look around and see if there's anything else you can find, or anything of note with these.
Yeah, I guess let's take a quick look around.
Okay. Roll a perception for anybody who's taking a peek.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the Zolgas that put this here. Got to have another player.
I mean, we found a lot of players.
All right. So, everyone except for Grotus.
Grotus is having
Grotus is having a day. So,
All my good rolls at the beginning.
Oh, yep. All right. So you guys are looking around, and you find a few things around the room. You find several thin metal sheets that are carved with diagrams and notes that are kind of bound together with kind of metal rings. It's sort of like a little metal booklet with these. Do any of you speak Undercommon?
Oh, I might actually. Let me see.
That's a no from me.
No, I do not.
Yeah, I don't think any of us speak that.
It does. Let's see. Common, Draconic, Goblin, Orcish.
I would have thought that maybe Maz did, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think she does.
Yeah. Okay. So none of you speak Undercommon. But yeah, it looks like there's these sheets. There's diagrams and notes, and at least from the look of the diagrams, they seem to be diagrams about however this, whatever it is supposed to work. But since none of you speak Undercommon, you're not able to reference what any of the notes actually mean, aside from these diagrams. But yeah, otherwise at least just from watching it, it seems whatever this is, it's what's sucking the life out of the Aeon Orb. But it's exact machining and how it works, you're not sure. You'd have to find someone who does speak Undercommon to.
Well, Maz knows that it won't matter, but she's gonna shove the papers in her pockets.
All right.
Just in case.
You never know.
All right. So
we can probably start messing this stuff up.
Okay. How are we wanting to go about messing this stuff up? Are we wanting to just pull out the sticks and get to smashing? Are we wanting to try to more meticulously try to take, wires and things out, unplug stuff, things like that?
That might be the safer way to do it.
Okay. All right. Who?
Honestly, if there's wires, Maz is probably going to try and cut them.
Okay, so whoever is going to be doing the dismantling, I'm going to need you to do a couple of either crafting or thievery checks for dismantling this. So, okay, there'll be 3 of these. So,
I heard thievery!
all right, Maz is going for wires. Okay, so we got that one. Okay.
Of course, I only get 1 good roll.
Let's
okay.
see. So, with those rolls, so the first roll there, since Maz was our dismantling expert,
I'm really good at taking things apart.
That's a good skill to have.
Just don't ask me to put them together.
So your first attempt there at pulling things apart seems to go well, but then the second 2 attempts, as you try to, since you don't understand how the device works.
Oh no, it got messy.
Yeah, it got a little messy on the other 2. Everybody roll a reflex save.
Oh crap.
Maz jumps back and goes, "Wasn't me.
I didn't touch anything.
I didn't do it."
Okay, so let's see here. So Braz and Maz, you only take half of this. The rest of you take full. As the magical backlash explodes the devices in here, causing a explosion of magical force damage to everything in the area.
Oh god, that was a lot of dice.
Yep. All right. So, Maz Braz, you only take 25 damage.
Thank God, because that would have killed me.
The rest,
In our defense, none of you stopped us.
the rest of you take 50 force damage, and all of you are just kind of flung against like the walls of this chamber from like this crystal and all of this stuff going up. As you're just kind of roughly jostled out there. So go ahead and apply that.
Is it too late to say hero point?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Oh, it's not letting me change my hit points.
Oh, let's see if
Change your wound points.
Yeah, it's wound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so in wound, add 50 to your wound,
Well,
or 25 in Braz and Maz's case.
That really hurt.
I need to add how much to my wound?
50. Whew.
Oh, it hurts so much.
Well, it's a good thing you did a little healing before you came up the elevator shaft.
Oh, it's also good
A
that I
couple
got
of you
good
probably
reflex,
would have gone down from that magical
We should
backlash.
all maybe activate our resonance echo thingy.
Yes,
Heals
you
us.
guys do have your resonant echo from the other Aeon Tower that may be
I
helpful.
always forget what that does.
It's going to activate some regen here. We have it written down here.
Yeah, it gives you like regen, like 4.
You gain fast healing 3 for 1 minute. This is basically a regen at the start of each turn for 3. The amount increases by 1 for every 2 levels.
Yeah, so basically, In the course of a minute, that would heal 30. Let me check. Fast healing. I think it's just like 1 per level.
Oh, the amount increases by 1 for every 2 levels you have beyond 5th level.
Oh, okay.
So since we're level 9, we have that twice. So that would be a total of 5 fast healing.
Okay, so 5 fast healing for a minute. So you'd heal 50. Okay, nice. So if you decide to all activate your Resonant Echoes, you're all going to heal 50. So,
I'm definitely gonna do that.
so go ahead and heal yourself for 50 then.
Oof.
We're all healed.
All right. So, as you kind of dust yourself off from this explosion, you can see that whatever this was is well and thoroughly fucked up, and it is no longer draining as the Aeon Orb passes overhead. And you see the orb above, like almost immediately, begins shining brightly and consistently again. And you hear in the distance the sound of like water, like thundering and rushing somewhere. You assume probably the spring at the base of the tower that it was named for. Seems to be back in working order. We'll have to check when we come back outside. And
So what I'm hearing is that even though we fried our asses, we fucked this up good and fixed everything.
Yep.
Roz, we did it!
Good and proper. All right.
And with this, you also kind of feel yourself being uplifted by, some kind of divine presence of sorts, kind of like you did at the last Aeon Tower. And let me put this in everyone's. So I'm going to put this in the same place as the last one. So this will be in your notes tab under the miscellaneous location. Let me get all your character sheets open so I can drop this in. And you obtain the resonant reflection. Oh, why is that not actually dropping it? Oh, that's why. Let me try opening this. There we go. Okay. Resonant reflection water. Resonant reflection. Oops. That didn't do that right. I don't know why that didn't name that one properly on yours. Okay. So, this water reflection grants you some new powers, much like the previous one did. And so you can cast Control Water as a 5th level innate divine spell. The area of water you control increases by 10 feet in length and width for every 2 levels you have beyond 10th. Your body is infused with the essence of water and you become adapted to its presence. You gain a swim speed of 10 feet and can breathe underwater. And yeah.
It's fucking awesome. All right, we're aqua people now.
Yeah. Congrats, you're all mermaids.
Fucking awesome. All
Amazing.
Right.
But yeah, it seems that the blight that had affected this tower was some kind of strange alchemical contraption. Whoever is doing this has figured out how to suck the abilities of the Aeon Orbs with whatever this was. Who knows if that is happening at the other two as well? We'll have to find out.
I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Indeed. But otherwise, it seems our work here at this particular tower is done. Let me see if there's any other stuff here. Oh, okay, so there is a little bit of some other loot in here that you guys find amongst all of the stuff. So one, the some of the parts that made up this apparatus, you know, like the copper wires and things like that. Some of these are pretty high quality. You can rip all the copper piping out of this and go sell it on the black market.
This thing is made of catalytic converters.
Yes. All right. So
rich.
we have some coppers and mirrors that are worth about probably like 200 GP. If we get those all out of here, and there is one of the crates contains something that looks like it might have been like part of some prototype that was done in the process of developing whatever this device was. And there are crystals embedded in a circular plate of steel that serves as a force shield. So like wooden shields, the steel shield, you can hold it up, and it surrounds you with a bubble of force that protects you from harm. You can use it once per day, and grants you resistance 5 to physical damage for 1 minute, and the bubble disappears if you stop holding the shield. So you have a once per day like invulnerability bubble, basically. So that is in the party sheet as well. Cool. So if somebody wants that, feel free to take it. Feel free to discuss amongst yourselves who gets the invulnerability bubble.
We have a lot of stuff on the party sheet.
There is a lot of stuff in the party sheet. A lot of it I know there's like some stuff we can like definitely sell, like all this, you know, all this copper we're gonna just sell it at the sketchy scrapyard on the other side of the railroad tracks. All right. So you guys, after you guys kind of get all this stuff looted and whatnot, you make your way back down with the winch and back out through the tower. And as you guys kind of step out onto that front platform in front of like the main entrance there, you see down below you the riverbed is now flowing boisterously below you. You can see that kind of flowing off into the distance across the countryside here. And you can kind of already see like the land that was kind of immediately around this tower was like pretty blighted looking from, you know, what was happening up here. And already you can kind of see some color coming back to it. So you have hopefully restored some of the agricultural problems that were plaguing this area around here with their wellspring tower being drained.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. So, with all of that, are you guys, I assume, did you guys head back to Carrick with all this stuff? Or do we want to stop by like Fernie first with all the Shunies, give them the good news?
Oh yeah, if they're on the way, we should definitely stop.
Oh, I bet they could probably give a hell of a good price for copper. Those guys seem like copper scroungers.
They might, yeah. They might be able
Yeah.
to use that for their various farming things that they do. All right, so you guys make it down to the bottom of the Wellspring Tower, and yeah, the river is looking fine and dandy. The little kind of like there's a kind of a pipe or something of sorts that kind of came out the front of the Wellspring Tower, and that is just gushing out the front of it and flowing this down through the riverbed. But you make your way back along this trail that the Shuni had shown you, and make your way back to Fernie. And already, like when you get into town, like there's already quite a bit of hustle and bustle going on among the Shunies. They have noticed that the river in the area coming out of the wellspring seems to have come to life once again, and they see you coming into town, and they're like, "You did it! You brought the wellspring back to life! What happened?"
Heck yeah, we did, brother.
Goodness, looks like you guys have been been through a bit of a rough spot up there. You look beaten to hell and back. What was happening?
Some shit
Machines from
exploded.
the sky.
The damn automatons are back. We need to bring some democracy.
Exactly. Walking constructs from behind the moon. We're siphoning power from the Aeon Stone. We brought an end to their tyranny.
Oh, that's wonderful. We can't thank you enough. I'm sure the harvests will hopefully be back to normal again with all of this fresh water flowing once again from the blessing of the wellspring.
Well,
Is-
good.
So,
I don't know what I'd do if there's no more turnips.
how much more harvest do you think you'll be getting? Like, what if you could quantify it in a percentage?
Well, that's a bit difficult to say. There's many factors that go into agricultural work. But
Well,
you are always welcome here.
yeah, that's a given because we saved you.
Do you want to buy some copper?
I think what honker means is you're welcome.
Yeah,
Copper, yes.
you owe us what she said.
We can certainly put that to use with some of the implements on our farms and other things like that. Was there a bunch of it in the tower you came across? That's an odd place for that to be.
I mean, there was a bunch of it in some things in the tower.
Strange indeed. But yes, if you want it off your hands, we can certainly take that from you. They're willing to pay 200 GP for all the copper that you got.
Sold.
Sold. All right. Let me. Where did that go? Copper, and there we are. Boom, 200 GP. All right. You do also have. You also got some aquamarines and some diamonds and stuff from that. I don't think that would really sell too much well here in Fernie, but you might be able to sell that in Carrick.
Does anybody care if I take the bomb snare formula?
Yeah, you can take both those formulas if you like. There's a bleeding spine snare formula and the bomb snare formula were both ones that you guys found.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
That's about the only thing I wanted out of the party sheet.
Riz's computer just randomly shut off. Okay. That would be why.
No, it's still running. That's what I'm confused about.
Oh.
My power seems to still be running, but my monitor, mouse, and keyboard all turned off.
Did something get knocked with a plug?
I don't think so. I haven't had my feet down there.
All right. Well, we're about done. We'll figure that out in a moment.
Okay. I'll listen.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll get that sold. Let's see, the diamond and the other stuff. We'll figure we can probably make our way back to Carrick and get those sold as well. Just to kind of clear up some stuff. So that would be another 500 for that, and the aquamarine. Another 4. Okay.
Gotus, the Cheetah's elixir would probably be good for you, I think, unless somebody else wants it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
hold on to that.
And then we already used the potion of flying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did. We can take that out of the sheet. Let me do that. Let's see. Potion of flying, gun. Let's see these pearls. We'll sell those. Let's see. I think that's all the random shiny rocks that we had in here.
My rocks!
Your rocks!
How dare you!
Do we need this fine clothing?
Probably not, unless someone wants the fancy clothes, in particular, for some reason.
I only want fancy hats and socks.
It's not a hat; it's just clothes.
Is it socks?
There's probably some socks. You can take the socks and get rid of the rest.
Okay.
Okay. And the other stuff looks like to be other potions and things that people can grab if they wish. But let me distribute the cash.
Nice.
Oh, that money should have gone to... Put it on the wrong Moz.
You put it on the imaginary one.
I probably should just delete that one, actually.
I don't know why you're keeping it.
Yeah, I kept it because I wasn't sure if it would, like, fuck some stuff up, but yeah, we'll remove imaginary Moz. And let me put that money on your thing here. Okay, well, cool. So I guess we'll pick up next time and figure out where we want to go from here with that one out of the way.
Do we need to level up at all next time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Still
do we
got the
need to
random
level up?
death side quest to figure out too.
Yeah. Yeah, we would level up, actually, after that, all that business. So next time, we'll deal with leveling up and what the heck we want to go investigate next in the area. But, yeah, otherwise, good shit. That was some spicy stuff.
Woo.
Cool. Alright, just save this
Good
here.
gaming.
GG. About there. And ba-doop. Alright. Well, cool. Well, thank you all for coming. Those who are watching. And let me see who is on. Looks like Missy's on. Go look at that. Alright. Cool. Well, next time you see us, we'll probably be doing more 7 Rebirth. Maybe finishing it. We don't have too much left, but I'm sure the end of the game. Huh?
We have 2 chapters.
Oh, okay. We'll probably do...
14 chapters.
There's 14. Okay, I'm guessing probably next time we'll probably do chapter 13. So we'll probably have 2 more streams, depending on how lengthy they make the end of this game. But yeah. See ya.
The Mrs. Doubtfire accent or the voice? Oh, jeez Louise. Moogle, thank you.